Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am the voice of reason. So, the title of this video is "The Decisions of Big Tech," and the decisions I am specifically talking about are the decisions that are perceived as the restriction of free speech in the United States, the restriction of the First Amendment by big tech. And by big tech, I mean Twitter, I mean Google, Facebook, Apple, and a host of other social media platforms and the mechanisms to create social media. Now, if these big tech billionaires were to go to a cocktail party in San Francisco, they would probably be met with persons of the same viewpoint. They would be in a bubble of like-mindedness, and they would feel comfortable in their decisions. They would have affirmations. They would receive needed affirmation that their decision making was correct regarding the removal or canceling of some persons or organizations by which these tech oligarchs view as hate speech. And that's fine. Now, the problem with this is if you go to, say, Branson, Missouri, and you were to go to a small neighborhood bar or a diner, you would hear something very different. As a matter of fact, in some of these meetings that are probably occurring in the basements of homes, in meetings in East Texas, in meetings in western Oklahoma, Kansas, Wyoming, Montana, parts of Idaho, that small neighborhood diner, bar, community meeting place on the outskirts of Missoula, you're going to hear something much different. And these tech oligarchs, I don't believe, are hearing what these people are saying. Because if they did, they may be afraid of what they would hear. I would wager to say that if you were to go into one of these neighborhood bars that is outside the bubble of the tech oligarch of San Francisco and Silicon Valley, the vibe inside of these rooms that I've just talked about may be reminiscent of something along the lines of Ireland in the 1960s and 70s. If you were to go into a neighborhood pub in Ireland in the 60s and 70s that is frequented by Sinn Féin or the Irish Republican Army, and you would hear conversations about the British government. Those conversations that were held in Ireland and probably are still held about the citizens' thought about how they felt towards the United Kingdom if you were Irish. If you were Catholic Irish, well, I can tell you, those same opinions, those same thought processes that you would hear from a pub or a community meeting place frequented by Sinn Féin and the Irish Republican Army, or a host of other peoples around the world that felt that their freedoms were being stomped on. Those same feelings exist now across the United States, in small towns, especially in the Midwestern United States, ranging from Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Montana, Wyoming, many parts of Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and a host of other states. If I was those big tech decision makers and I was hearing what is being said in the other parts of the United States, the so-called flyover country that the big tech oligarchs do not experience nor want to experience, I would be afraid. If I was one of those big tech oligarchs who knew what I knew, I would not be comfortable. And many of them, or a few of them at least, have been purchasing real estate outside of the United States, such as the New Zealand bunker. Yes, many of these billionaire big tech oligarchs are purchasing what would be defined as bunker homes outside of the United States. Some of them are. Others are just either oblivious in their own power and are inside of their own bubble, that they simply do not understand the ramifications of their decisions and the feelings of what is occurring across the United States.